No, my name is Agnes. Hello.
Okay, okay.
And then I'm nominated, actually. I'm a nominated member of the County Assembly of Embu.
Thank you. Good to have you.
Actually, we are called specially elected members. Specially elected members because we nominate on gender top-up. We go to marginalized, we go to the minority, we go to the youths, and we go to the women of this county. I really want to throw my weight as I thank you for this forum on how people understand the affirmative action. I've heard one of the contributors saying that there's nothing much as the nominated members we are doing in Embu County Assembly. I want to challenge one Frida to come to Embu County Assembly and get the track record of what we are doing in the County Assembly. Personally, I am a chairperson of the Justice and Legal Committee. I am the whip of Embu County Assembly, and I represent the Jubilee Party as a coordinator in Embu County. We practice what we call independent-minded politics in Embu because, number one, all of us are free to air what we think should add value to every other activity that happens in our county assembly. For you to note, in Embu County, in the larger county, let's not actually talk about Embu like it is the only county that has specially elected members. Special elections cut across National Assembly, Senate, and the County Assembly. Now, the only thing that we cannot be able to do is development. Why? Because we do not have wards that, as specially elected people, go to do development. What we do is social development. The other thing we do is we complement what our elected leaders are doing. And all of us know what they are doing in the ground. All of us know that fine, there are challenges. There are many challenges in leadership in Kenya, this dispensation, and even the other dispensation. And I want to say that
Wait, sister, what do you mean by social development?
sorry,
What do you mean by social development?
I cannot hear you.
Okay,
Hello.
other members, maybe we can have Agnes finish her presentation and then from there we can post questions kindly so that we have some order. Is that in order, Wajohi?
Okay.
All I am
Yes.
saying is the elected leaders are directly elected by the people. And that is the difference between the elected and the specially elected. Now, if we talk about the women of this country, if we sensitize the community to elect enough women in the county assembly, in the national assembly, and even in the Senate, then you will also have men being nominated or specially elected. That says, or that means that you do not have to be a woman to be specially elected. Men are also specially elected. For example, in the County Assembly of Embu, we have a marginalized man and we have a PW man being the representative of the various categories of people in the county. I don't know if we are communicating. So in Kenya, basically, the constitution is also fighting for the affirmative action. Affirmative action. The 2/3 gender rule in this country is what everyone, including our president, is talking about the affirmative action. The affirmative action doesn't really cut across the women only. It also cuts across the men. We add value. I want to say that we add value. We do not just go to the county assembly as flower girls. We go there because the various parties that have given us the mandate to represent the people of Kenya in the various houses know the responsibility of a specially elected person. I must commend the forum this evening, because this conversation should have taken should have been done earlier than today, like yesterday, because I really think we need to engage on wananchi so that they can understand some of the issues that happen in the county assembly. I will not talk about the National Assembly. Let me now concentrate maybe on the county assembly for now. So I got the first question on disability, the roles of a PW member, a member that is specially elected to represent the people living with disability. Thank you. Now that one, I don't know what really, I don't know the right word to put. It has just left from my mind, but I want to say that the people living with disability have their various challenges, and they also want to be part of the leadership, part of everything that is happening in the county. Leadership aside, even in implementation of everything that is happening matters devolution. They need employment. They need slots in the county, in the county public service board. They need to be employed in the CEC department. They need all that matters employment. Secondly, these people need comfort. For example, when we are doing construction in the counties, when we are doing constructions in the county, you have realized that we don't have very comfortable platforms for them even to walk or even to move their wheelchairs. Others have no platform even to express themselves. But we realize that in Embu, even maybe in the past, we've not had even people people even talking about the visually impaired, and those people who cannot hear. I'm not very good in English, but I'm trying, and you must forgive me because all of us went to the different group of schools. I may forget some things because I was not really ready for this one, but I am promising you, but I'll do my research, and next time I'll bring with real factual things. But everything happens that rotates matters people living with disability. They must have a representative in the county assembly, such that, for example, if there is massive employment in the county assembly, we want to see how many people have been employed who are visually impaired or who are whatever living with disability. That is one of the roles of a person living with disability in the county assembly. So anything that is affecting health-wise, intellectually, emotionally, everything that is rotating to people living with disability, they need to have one person who will talk about them, who will talk for them, who will talk to them, inform them that in the county we are employing this. There's that person who will want to see that advert, did it reach that person who was visually impaired? Did it reach that person who cannot even hear, So what I'm saying is the person who is in the assembly representing the PWDs is basically to talk to them, to talk about them, and directly to represent them and to talk about them. That is my first answer. I know it's not exhaustive, but I know I have tackled it kidogo. The other thing is we talked about the question on how we supplement what the men are doing, the elected members. Just to make for the information of the members here tonight, we also have women who are elected. For example, in the county assembly, we have two ladies who have been elected in the county assembly. So basically, when we are saying that we are supplementing what the elected leaders are doing, we are not just talking about a particular gender. We are talking about the roles of an elected leader in the county assembly, which is basically oversight and legislative. Kazi yetu ni kutengeneza na kuunda sheria. Kazi yetu ni kucheck what the county government is doing. Basically, that is our mandate in the county assembly. And these people, why I say that we supplement what they are doing, Hawa ni watu ambao they have been elected directly by the people. And us, as the nominated, tumeletwa na chama. Personally, let me talk for Jubilee. Jubilee has brought up a member who they think can represent the party in the county assembly. Noting that for us to get one slot of nomination in this county assembly, it meant that the Jubilee party is a strong party. It meant that the Jubilee party is a national party. Why am I saying this? We found out that there was a one leader who was elected on a Wiper ticket. And there's another one leader who was also elected on a PNU ticket. And those people did not get nomination slots. Why? Although they got one slot and Jubilee got one slot. We only got one, by the way, for Jubilee. That the difference between Jubilee getting a nomination slot in the county assembly is because of the strength of the party. What I'm saying, Jubilee is stronger than PNU. Jubilee is stronger than the Wiper party. Basically, it's those people who will ask how we got one person being nominated for Jubilee, and we had other parties that also produced one leader in the county assembly, and they never got. That is it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is we spoke about social development. Social development means empowerment. Kama sisi wanawake tuna mambo mingi happening within us. And in the for example, in the Department of Gender, we have women empowerment programs. Yeah? Programs that affect women, programs that also affect people living with disability, programs that also affect the youth. And basically, those are not development programs. Those are called social development programs. That is what I was talking about when I spoke about social development. That notwithstanding, you will also find us in churches. You will also find us in harambes. You will also find us even in many other programs, like we have one called for the youth here, sijui inaitwa nini, ya wasichana wale wanasimama ushering people in. I'm sure Dr. Frida will remind me what we call those ones, because me and her, we know who they are. So basically, when I say that we are complementing what men are doing, when a budget, for example, in Embu County Assembly, I'm also a member of the budget committee. I'm also a member of the health committee. So when we were brought, for example, and I talk about the health bill. We were brought a health bill in the county assembly. And as the members, we were supposed to critically look at the bill. So it was up to me now to complement what the other members who were elected are doing. Matters that health bill. When the county executive actually brings the for example, the appropriation bill, the budget and appropriation bill, it is up to us to critically look at it, analyze it critically, and look at the do's and the don'ts, look at what has been brought, what we can approve from the executive. Basically, that is what we are doing as members of the county assembly. So when I say that we are complimenting them, si ati kwenda kuwapigia makofi, ni kufanya venye wanafanya, kwa sababu the difference between us and the elected is just that they have been popularly elected by wananchi, and us, we have been given a platform by the party because of various reasons. I know, and it is in limelight that there are people who don't deserve these nominations. And I will not say that is a lie, because I have been there longest and I know it happens. But for example, if I want to talk for Jubilee Party, I have headed Jubilee Party now for the last 10 years as the coordinator. Actually, in the last elections in the year 2022, I had already presented myself. I had presented myself for an elective position. But what do? They call me. They tell me, Agnes, come back to the party, work for the party, and you know what to do for the party. Popularize the party, enroll people, tell the people the agendas of the party, and move the Jubilee agenda. The Jubilee government, we all knew what their agenda was. So basically, when you're being nominated, yes, kuna wale wanaingia tu And such is politics. We will not run away from that one, my darlings. We will not run away from that ones, but from those ones. But there are those people who rightfully actually are supposed to be nominated. And a party that you see wanachukua watu wanawaweka hapo for no reasons, you will also come to the assembly and weigh. Even in a mere debate, you'll be able to tell this person was supposed to be nominated. This one aliingia too for other reasons, which I do not want to discuss this evening. The other thing we were talking about, or the other question was on the budget implementation process. Now, as we don't do any development as the members of the county assembly, ours is to check the implementation status of the executive matters the budget that we have approved as a county assembly. For example, in the last 2 weeks, we have been inviting the members, the CECs, that is the members of the executive, to come and tell us, yes, our development component for the development of agriculture was this. What was the implementation status? We approved you 900,000. What did you do with the 900,000? That is basically what we have been doing for the last 2 weeks. So when I say that our work is to complement the what the elected leaders are doing, it means that what the elected leaders can do, I can also do better. I want to pull your legs, all of us. I want us to now go back there and ask the people of Embu to elect women. Let us try women, and let's see if we are going to have like 10 men nominated in the county assembly in the year 2027. Now, the issue of having nominations or not having nomination and saving basically pengine tubadilishe hii sheria, because I don't see it working, because there's no one time that we will have a 50-50 elective positions in the county assembly. Even if we elect 20 women today, we will have 10 men being nominated in 2027. And we will have, in the 10 men, we will have a person living with disability, we will have a youth man, we will have a minority man, and we will also have a marginalized man. Sijui hiyo swali ingine ilikuwa nini, kuna wakati nilipotea kidogo. It was about
Excuse me, Agnes. Excuse
yes,
me. I have also texted the questions on the chat box. You can kindly check.
if I open the chat box, my phone is at 11%, and it's not a very good phone ya kuweka nini power, kuweka
Mhesh,
moto.
Mhesh,
Okay, maybe I can.
Kezia,
Yeah.
kindly read the questions so that Mhesh can just hear them and respond to them.
Okay.
Mm.
So the question was 6. I will read all of them, although some you have already answered. There was the question on meaning of social development,
Social
then the
development, which I
role of
have done.
yeah, then the role of the nominated MCA for the people able differently. You also answered.
That one I have
Then
done, I've attempted,
then meaning of complementing elected leaders. You also
which
talked
I
about
have
it.
done.
There was a question about at what time do we make savings if we have nominated leaders? It is just what you are from talking about.
Yes.
Then now the questions that you haven't handled is question number 5, which is from what city are nominated MCAs paid? And then question number
From
6,
what? From the kitty.
kitty. Yeah. Then
From the
question
kitty.
number 6 is the oversight of county executive role nominated MCA's role. That role. I think
The
maybe you
role,
can also expound on that. Yeah, the role of oversight.
oversight.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think I have just spoken about the oversight role when I was talking about the implementation status. For example, when we pass a budget, like we passed a budget and we did a supplementary budget maybe in the last like 2 months. When we pass a budget, it means that when the governor assents to the budget, it means that they will upload the development, the recurrent components on the executive, so that they can start implementing projects, those that are in that fiscal year. Yeah. So, for example, I said we have allocated for example, our development component for the year 2023-2024 was close to, I think, 2.5 billion. So the role of the MCA is to check how much money was allocated for the Department of Health and what did they do. How much money was allocated in the in the Department of Infrastructure, the development of administration, the development of education, the various departments in the county? Did they do what we agreed? Did the CEC, did they take what we said? You know, did they appropriate the money? Was there misappropriation of funds? That is basically what we do and we do fact finding. We will go to the ground because we are the same person who will go and ask the wananchi during the public participation. For example, we go to a market like to a ward like Kidemo. We ask the people of Gidemo in a public participation, what are the priorities? What do you want us to factor in the budget this year? Yeah. So when the people of Gidemo give us that which they think is a priority for the people of Gidemo, we will also check, we will also compile in the fiscal CFSP, like what we are doing today. The CFSP is the paper that is going to advise the budget for the year 2025, 2026. That is actually what we are doing in our calendar up and until today. So we will also check that this is what we identified at the public participation, and this is what we have accorded in the fiscal year, and this is what we allocated for the various projects in the budget, and this is what the CEC has been able to implement. I'm sure up to there we are together. So when I talk about implementation and oversight, that is what I mean. I mean, we check from the budget, from the agreement, from the fiscal strategy paper, from the budget appropriations paper, and then we look at the implementation status. We allocated 3 million for that road. Has it been done? That is what we are talking about, oversight. Has it been done to the proper standards according to the engineer? Because we are also able to read the BQs and we are able to see. Yeah. So basically, when I talk about oversight, that is what I mean. And then you are asking from what kitty that we are paid. We are paid from the kitty of the government, our salaries and the remuneration, the SRC, from the kitty that is paying every other employee in Kenya. That is where we are also paid. We are not paid at the county level. But of course, because there is devolution, our salaries are all on one payroll in Embu County. Thank you. Are
Wow.
we
Thank you.
together? I think
Yeah.
I've attempted the few, eh?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm looking forward to maybe another platform tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, and maybe before you could be sharing notes with us, so that we can do the real research and give the accurate answers, because hakuna mtu anaweza kuwa with everything on the fingertips, but I think I have tried my best, and I want to say that a nominated, especially, we don't call them nominated, we call them specially elected member of the county assembly, is equal to the elected, is equal to the popularly elected person in the county assembly. The only difference is that the elected is direct to wananchi. That means I come from Rogoro Ngandori. Nothing stops me from getting to know what the person in Makema want. Nothing stops me from engaging in an empowerment program in Canberra. Nothing stops me, unlike now, an elected leader in Canberra will not come to identify projects in Gandore Ruguru. For example, now when I'm elected, when I'm specially elected as in the gender top-up, I can know the needs of the women in Canberra. I would take part in the empowerment programs in Canberra. And like a leader who has been elected in Canberra would not come to do the same, and vice versa in another ward like Kirimari. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Something she has talked about that Jubilee last time got a nomination despite getting the same position of elected member of county assembly as Wiper and PNU, and she talked about that Jubilee is stronger than those two parties. That is why they were given the same position. So I just want to request Moesh to maybe explain to me in terms that is Jubilee was stronger in terms of what maybe what areas. Is it nationally, or is because of the number of votes that that the party got maybe in the county more than maybe the what Wiper got? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. If maybe, Nicholas, if I could start, maybe I want to look at the population of Jubilee in the last general election, and until January this year was 7.1 million members. 7.1 million members. That's not a walk in the park. That's a strong party. We want to look at the regional distribution of the party. We have Jubilee Party in every county in Kenya. And we have that requirement by the ORPP of at least 27 active offices. 27 active offices in Kenya, in the regions, in the various regions, which the party identifies the way they think is good enough for them. And then when we look at how during the election, how Jubilee was represented, we had at least in every ward, we had at least a candidate. We had a candidate in every sub-county. We had a senatorial candidate. We had a woman rep candidate. We had a governor candidate. The only thing that maybe we compromised was the presidential candidate, because we joined the Azimio coalition and decided to support Baba, who was my candidate and who I really fought for until the last minute, until all of us know what happened in Embu. They had to steal my governor candidate, but I can tell you that niliwatoa jasho tu kidogo, tuliwatoa jasho as a party. What I am trying to say is the strength of the party. For example, when maybe I want to quote the bus party. The bus party, which is our friend party. The bus party only had candidates in Embu and Meru. We did not have candidates in Mombasa. We did not have candidates in Kiambu. We did not have candidates in Nyeri. We did not have candidates in so many other. That is now the strength. When I talk about the strength of the party, is in politics, you're asked, what are you bringing on the table? In politics, if there's any negotiation that has to take place, and not just in a party, even in circles and every other place, you're asked, what are you bringing on the table? And in Jubilee, what we brought on the table, it is we had regionally distributed candidates in every kanda, from all the way from MCA to the president, because we also consider that we had Baba as our presidential candidate. And we in every county in Kenya, we had a candidate representing the various candidates from MCA to all the way up. So when we talk about the stability of the party and why I got a nomination and a party like PNU did not get, is because of the strength of the party. Our party was stable. Our party was regionally, and in every county it was represented from the different candas, basically, and the population of the party. Our population of the party is up there. If you have to check in the website today, utaona chama yetu ya Jubilee iko na 7.1 million people. 7.8 that is not a number that anybody can ignore. So basically, when they're looking at nomination, even the IEBC looks at all those things. The office of the political parties is also consulted widely on the various requirements of a party for nomination. So you can have one candidate who is elected and get a nomination depending on the strength of your party. Thank you. I hope I've attempted to answer you, my brother.
Something she has talked about, that Jubilee last time got a nomination despite getting the same position of elected member of county assembly as Wiper and PNU, and she talked about that Jubilee is stronger than those two parties. That is why they were given the same position. So I just want to request Mwesh to maybe explain to me in terms that is Jubilee was stronger in terms of what maybe what areas. Is it nationally, or is because of the number of votes that that the party got maybe in the county more than maybe the what Wiper got? Thank you.
Thank you. If maybe Nicholas, if I could start, maybe I want to look at the population of Jubilee in the last general election, and until January this year was 7.1 million members. 7.1 million members. That's not a walk in the park. That's a strong party. We want to look at the regional distribution of the party. We have Jubilee Party in every county in Kenya, and we have that requirement by the ORPP of at least 27 active offices. 27 active offices in Kenya, in the regions, in the various regions, which the party identifies the way they think is good enough for them. And then when we look at how during the election, how Jubilee was represented, we had at least in every ward, we had at least a candidate. We had a candidate in every sub-county. We had a senatorial candidate. We had a woman rep candidate. We had a governor candidate. The only thing that maybe we compromised was the presidential candidate, because we joined the Azimio coalition and decided to support Baba, who was my candidate and who I really fought for until the last minute, until all of us know what happened in Embu. They had to steal my governor candidate. But I can tell you that niliwatoa jasho tu kidogo. Tuliwatoa jasho as a party. What I am trying to say is the strength of the party. For example, when maybe I want to quote the bus party. The bus party, which is our friend party. The bus party only had candidates in Embu and Meru. We did not have candidates in Mombasa. We did not have candidates in Kiambu. We did not have candidates in Nyeri. We did not have candidates in so many other. That is now the strength. When I talk about the strength of the party, is in politics, you are asked, what are you bringing on the table? In politics, if there's any negotiation that has to take place, and not just in a party, even in circles and every other place, you're asked, what are you bringing on the table? And in Jubilee, what we brought on the table, it is we had regionally distributed candidates in every county, from all the way from MCA to the president, because we also consider that we had Baba as a presidential candidate. And we in every county in Kenya, we had a candidate representing the various candidates from MCA to all the way up. So when we talk about the stability of the party and why I got a nomination and a party like PNU did not get, is because of the strength of the party. Our party was stable. Our party was regionally, and in every county it was represented from the different candas, basically, and the population of the party. Our population of the party is up there. If you have to check in the website today, utaona chama yetu ya Jubilee iko na 7.1 million people. 7.8 that is not a number that anybody can ignore. So basically, when they're looking at nomination, even the IEBC looks at all those things. The office of the political parties is also consulted widely on the various requirements of a party for nomination. So you can have one candidate who is elected and get a nomination depending on the strength of your party. Thank you. I hope I have attempted to answer you, my brother.